greetings. Welcome to CityRise, our podcast. And today we have a guest from the Stafford Municipal School District, Verlencia Prince, who has been a great partner with CityRise there in that district. We often have partners who have a vast spectrum of ministries. And here's someone on the front lines with students. The Stafford district is concise. It's all there by itself, from the earliest education all the way through even into college prep. And again, I'm going to let her introduce herself and say her 6-word title so that you can get to know her better.
Awesome. Thank you, Pastor Mark. My name is Verlencia Prince. I am the Parent, Family, and Community Engagement Coordinator at Stafford Municipal School District.
All right. And how long have you been with the district?
I am going into year 4 at Stafford.
All right. So we started the partnership soon after you arrived.
Just right. Yeah, you were one of my first
All right.
partners.
Well, describe, how does community bless school? Obviously, a lot of people, I think, misunderstand, quote, separation of church and state. It's about helping students wherever the source is. So how do partners come in and what impact do they have on your campuses?
Absolutely. And so, there's this famous quote that says, it takes a village to raise a child. And so a part of our village and our stakeholders are our community partners. And the ways that they bless our district are just too many to count, really. Sure. To provide food, to provide clothing. Sometimes it's to provide shelter for some of our most vulnerable families. Sometimes it's just to come and pray at our schools, even when we're not there, to pray over the classrooms, pray over backpacks that they donate and jackets and just all of those things. Pray for our teachers. We have partners that put prayer boxes in the staff lounges. Just a myriad of things ways that we partner to meet the needs that are not academic to our students. But even then, CityRise meets those academic needs with tutoring that we've had in the past. So many ways.
Well, again, so many people look and think, well, the school district's beyond repair. You've got all these different movements and people are pulling out of school districts. And I believe the need is to jump in.
To push in.
Exactly. If someone's listening and would say, okay, well, I have a ministry, mental health, or I have a ministry, maybe poverty alleviation, how would they go about getting into a pipeline? How would they connect with you?
Sure. They can just send me an email to vprince at Stafford MSD, and we will find a way to plug them in. There are many health challenges, and I guess it kind of spiked during COVID.
Right.
And people are still dealing with the fallout and just the mental health and the economy and, just life happening. And so our babies, our students, our teachers are in need of mental health services.
Sure.
Some of them don't have those resources. And so a partner to come in and do something like that would be very beneficial to us.
Well, describe some of the programs. Again, I've been on the campus. And I can't even keep up with there's a floral program. There's a gastronomy.
So I'll tell you a little bit about Stafford. So we are tiny but mighty. We call ourselves the best little school district in Texas because we really do believe that. And we know that. We have 5 campuses. We go all the way from 6 months in our daycare. Wow. All the way to 12th grade and early college, as you said. We have graduated, and I don't want to get this number wrong, but last year right at about 100 students graduated with their associate's degrees.
Wow.
We have an early college program where we have welding, floral program, business, early childhood education, culinary.
Right.
You've been to our breakfast?
Exactly.
Yes, our students cook for you. They can even cater events that you have. Our floral company can provide floristry services, just tons of things in Stafford. We are STEM-based, net science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. All of our schools have STEM, but we do have a STEM Magnet Academy where students from all over the city come and participate in that program.
Wow. Even as you were introducing, you mentioned praying over students. I've worked on several campuses, and again, I understand there are legal requirements and all that. But it's always a breath of fresh air. Obviously, we don't force anything. But if someone wants prayer, and of course, we gave out items to different students. And it was interesting. Sometimes they would open up and even ask for prayer for a family situation. If churches come to you, what are, you mentioned some type things, but what are some long-term projects? But what are maybe some one-off, say, if someone could help us do this, at the start of a school year or maybe at the end?
So specifically on our first day of school at our middle school, we have what we're calling dudes on duty. And so we're asking just all the men in the community just to come simply line the hallways and the sidewalks just to give high fives to our Spartans that are coming to school. The male presence is important, and we want to increase that in our schools and just have them show up and show out, as we like to say.
That's great.
Another thing could be just a one-off. Maybe you just come and read to a class whenever you have time. Or maybe you come just, just come make copies, when you have some time in your schedule. Just be a volunteer and a presence on the campus. I mean, really anything, time is a treasure.
Sure. Now, if you had the attention of parents, they're dropping that kid off or maybe he's riding a bus, what do you observe in school to say, I wish that parents would maybe do this more? And I know some parents, I'm not picking on parents, some are fighting it alone in different situations. But what do you see as an educator to say this would really position these guys for more success?
That's such a great question. One of my goals this year is to just help increase the capacity of our parents to understand what's going on in school. I would say, if I could say one thing, I would ask parents to just be more present on the campus. Last year at our middle school, we did Bring Your Parents to School Day during our parent engagement week. And the feedback that we got was like, wow, I had no idea. I mean, just to observe, just to be like a student and observe just the hallways, just the conversations, just, the interactions with the kids. They just said, I have to do this again. So I would just say to just be more present and more active on the campus. Just show up every now and then, come say hi, come eat lunch with your babies, come and see what they're seeing and meet their friends and the people that they're hanging around to have the, greatest influence on them, especially at that age.
Yeah, I'm in the grandfather stage now. So I go meet with my little guys sometimes in their school, and they're still thrilled about it. I hate the day will come when they'll be less thrilled about it. And I wonder, of course, we've talked about generations, the helicopter a parent who's always hovering. And I'm wondering, maybe there's a reverse now where parents are disengaging. Again, I don't know.
That is very true. And so sometimes the myth is that as our kids get older, that they don't need their parents as much. Is actually not true. They really, really want you there.
Right.
And really at those ages, they really need you there in a different capacity. It may not be to eat lunch every time, but they need to see you sometimes. They need you to know what's going on in their classrooms. And yes, we want them to be self-sufficient. We want them to advocate for themselves, but they still need to know that, that mom, dad, or aunt, or whoever's caring for them is there and present.
Yeah, and we've talked about some of the resources CityRise and others would bring, like food and some even basic school supplies. Do you still see these as acute needs of many of the students?
Absolutely. So our economy, how it is right now, the price of groceries, the price of school supplies, just the price of everything is going up, but our salaries aren't. And so sometimes if it's like, if I have to choose between paying the light bill, and getting my baby, a new backpack this year, like I'm probably got to pay the light bill. And so, yes, we still need those school supply items, because things come up during the year. And so they may start the year with what they need, but we need to replace, a folder that's kind of falling apart, or pencils or pens or what have you. So, yes.
I'm trying to remember, is this Saturday some type of kickoff or welcome? Or?
So this Saturday is our annual, what we call our We Are One party on the plaza.
All right.
It just gets better and better every year. And so it is free for the community to come out to visit the different vendors. We're giving all of our kids Stafford backpacks and school supplies this year, and food and fun and games, and just a real time of fellowship, just to celebrate, coming back to school.
Yeah, well, neat. I know with the podcast, of course, our listeners will be hearing this after the fact, but it does describe opportunities that are there, and that the school would welcome, I say drop-ins by appointment, but people to come see what you're doing. New school year starting again. This will be coming out in a few months. But if you could say one thing to the community, and that would be churches, community leaders, civic organizations, to say about Stafford Municipal School District, what would you want them to know and to remember?
about Stafford Municipal School District is that we truly love our students. We love our Spartans because we're so close-knit in all of our campuses. We can walk to them, right in a circle, that we really do love each other. And that's parents, that's staff, that's whoever, our community partners. And we want you, we want the support of the community. You are our stakeholders. You help us make decisions that affect the lives of these students and our staff and all of our families. And so we just, want the partnership and want the connection.
All right. Well, tell our listeners again where they can reach you online, via email.
Absolutely. So you can go to our website, which is staffordmsd.org, or you can send me an email directly to vprince@staffordmsd.org, and I'd be happy to connect with you.
All right. I will just give a warning. When I Googled Stafford once, went to Stafford, Virginia.
That happens a lot.
So
that happens a lot. We've had some things shipped.
The right place.
Stafford, Texas.
Well, super. Well, partners, as you're listening to this is an amazing opportunity of a school district that wants to work together. And so I would hope you would reach out. It's been our joy to work. In fact, coming up soon, we're going to have a breakfast, I think, with the middle school teachers. And so it's a rewarding work. And again, I appreciate the work Ms. Prince does. She's a great contact for us, and the work that we're allowed to do alongside of her. So thank you for joining us. Great to have you on the podcast.
Thank you, Pastor Mark. Thank you.